One night in 1912, 8 people were brutally murdered inside a quiet family home. No one heard anything. By morning, the entire family was found dead in their beds. No one knows who did it, and even today, more than 100 years later, people say that house is not empty. This happened in a small town called Villisca in the United States, a place where nothing unusual ever really happened. People knew each other, trusted each other, and life was simple. The Moore family was just like any other family there. Josiah Moore was a respected businessman. His wife Sarah took care of the home, and they had 4 children. On the evening of June 9th, 1912, they went to church like they always did. After that, they came back home along with 2 young girls who were staying over that night. Everything about that evening felt completely normal. No one had any idea that this would be their last night alive. Sometime after midnight, when everyone in the house was asleep, someone entered quietly without making a sound. There was no forced entry, no broken doors, which means whoever it was either had access or knew exactly how to get inside. One by one, every person in that house was attacked with an axe while they were sleeping. They didn't even get a chance to react, and somehow, through all of this, no one in the neighborhood heard anything. The next morning, a neighbor noticed something was off. The house was unusually quiet, the curtains were still closed, and no one had come outside. When someone finally went inside to check, all 8 victims were still inside the house, in their beds. Some of their faces were covered with cloth, almost as if the killer didn't want to see them. Even the mirrors in the house had been covered. And the axe used in the murders was still there, left behind inside the house. There was no sign of robbery. Nothing was stolen, which made it clear that this wasn't about money. What made it even more disturbing was the possibility that the killer stayed inside the house for some time after the murders. Police investigated multiple suspects. Some people were arrested, and a few even confessed, but nothing could be proven. Their stories didn't match. There was no solid evidence, no clear motive, and eventually the case went cold. More than 100 years later, the Villisca Axe Murder case is still unsolved. No one knows who entered that house that night, or why they chose that family. Over time, people started reporting strange experiences inside the house, like footsteps, voices, and shadows moving where no one was standing. So the real question is, was this just a brutal, unsolved murder? Or did something far more disturbing happen inside that house that night?